Hopefully, we're live now. Hopefully. Let's see what people say.
And we'll catch everybody up on the last, 15 minutes of conversation. 5 + 4 = 9. we got it solved, guys.
Oh my god.
All right, so let's see if people are watching. Can you hear us? Can you see us?
I think it's starting now, isn't it?
I think it's starting.
I can see us on our channel.
Beautiful.
Sorry, guys, for running ads, but I can see my own ads in the stream.
Wait, are you saying there's ads in this? If you're getting ads, why aren't the judges being paid?
Yeah, well, okay, all right, fair enough. Give me your PayPal, and I think the last video made like 73 cents. We share it.
There we go.
That's perfect.
We at least pitch it $1 and we can share a beer afterwards.
Gotta love profit sharing.
Guys, good evening. How is everybody? Loud and clear, they can hear us. Judges, good evening. How are you guys?
Ready for the slaughter.
Ready for the slaughter?
Hey Fabio, you can Fabio, click down on the left arrow over there, and it says hide chat. You can make it bigger.
Where?
Oh yeah.
On the bottom left of the video screen area.
Oh, down here. Oh, look at us.
There you go.
So basically, okay, let me give you guys a little bit of a summary of what's going to happen today, wherever you are in the world. Today, I am together with my friend Jason, Drokis, and Thomas, and we're going to be judging your beautiful renderings that you did for this Macintosh 2020 challenge, which I have to say, it blew me away. At the very beginning, when I started this, I thought this is going to be a fail because the Lancia Stratos was relatively easy to render, right? You could just put it on a studio, get a nice angle, and make a rendering. It was easy. Here, people had to actually do a lot of work to create a story, take that model and put it somewhere and make something out of it. And so I have to say that I'm extremely proud of all the entries and of all the hard work that you guys have done, and I'm simply blown away. Judges?
Yeah, me too. It's crazy to see the creativity of the people and to see how much quality was put into this competition, if you can say it's competition, but it's more like a fun way to create together and to have feedback. And it's really, I was blown away. It's amazing to see that.
Ditto. When I did my first edit, there was 180 entries for this one, and so we got all 180 images, and we had to go through and pick our 10 favorites to kind of whittle it down for the stream. When I went through and did my fast edit, just looked through all of them and giving everything a quick yes or no, after that was done, I still had 60 images to cut down to 10. So well done to everybody who submitted something. A lot of great stuff was put in. It was very hard to choose.
Yes, I'm going to agree with both of them and not talk anymore, so that this is less than 5 hours long.
I wanna say to Andrei complaining about the quality of the model, how about the next time I just send you the blueprints, huh? Hi guys, I hope that you're safe and that you're ready to be amused. This was a great competition. What I'm going to do tonight, I'm going to run a slideshow of all the images that were submitted, and then we're going to cut through directly to the selection of the judges. This time, I did not pick images myself. I just told the judges to pick 10 images each, and so I put them all together, and surprisingly, there were 21 images only, meaning that you guys, for the most part, kind of overlapped with your choices.
There's some overmingling.
It's a little
Before you
bit.
get started, I just want to point out that for the record, someone in the chat called us all handsome, so I think we've all won today.
Yes.
It makes it all worth it.
Thank you, Motion. Appreciate that, my friend.
So let's see, because I prepared this slideshow, but I'm not sure it's going to work. Let's try and see if we're lucky. I hope you guys can see it. I'm gonna play it. Oops. How can I make this maximize it? There you go. Okay, so let's enjoy it.
Fabio, can you share your screen via Discord?
You should share. Yeah, we don't see nothing.
Okay, now I started the slideshow. Give it a couple of seconds and you're going to be able to see it on... otherwise, I'll have to stop it and it's a 6-minute slideshow. I only gave 2 seconds per image.
Okay, so the slideshow is live on YouTube.
On YouTube.
Otherwise,
so
I'll
comment,
have to...
30 seconds behind.
Yeah, but the thing is that you won't be able to comment because 2 seconds is simply...
It's fine. We can talk about... What do you guys want to talk about while this is playing?
Yeah, how is your week going so far? Did you have a nice Easter meal?
I mean, it's 11 a.m. over here. So I haven't had the feast that good old James has had.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm also James, for those of you who don't know me at all.
And you had a pretty big feast.
Yeah, I think we tried to act like it wasn't, a lockdown situation. So we acted like 20 people were coming, and we made enough food for 20 people, and there were 4 of us. So, yeah, we did a good job. We ate enough for 10 people, I think. So you don't have to eat again today.
Are you guys watching through the slideshow as you're talking here?
Yeah. And
I have a question while this is playing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Especially because this was a product, the car kind of lends itself more to concept or landscape or architecture sized images. And these, as thematically, were very different from the last set. And most of this crowd is an ArcViz crowd. What were the things that you guys were thinking about when you were judging? Jason, you talked about it a little bit before the stream, but I think it's worth sharing that we all kind of came at it with a slightly different kind of pedagogy.
Yeah, I mean, I'll go first because we were talking about that. Yeah, for me, it was a little bit of a strange thing. So I kind of, before I even looked at the images, I was thinking to myself, okay, I want to see the computer. I want to see it. I want it to be like the central focus of the image. That's kind of how I was going to judge it before I even looked. And as I went through them, I tried to keep an open mind, but as I went through them, I ended up picking the ones where it really was like the central focus. And I think for me, that was really important. So I don't know how you guys were looking at it.
I could not have cared less about whether the computer was the focus. So the opposite.
No, same here. I think...
Yeah, then why? Then okay,
guys. I'm just gonna leave.
I'm not saying you're wrong, Jason, at all. I'm just saying I came at it with a completely different approach.
Yeah, same here. I think the main let's say focus and subject of the image is the computer. But I like when because when you put a Macintosh computer, the model, and you say, oh, "Come on, let's do something," a lot of things are kind of expected, like a computer in a matrix way or something very cyberpunk or something a bit futuristic or retro futuristic. It's very expected, and I like when people take the computer and bring it into another world, another story, or make it a part of something else and create another story I was not supposed to see, and I like to be surprised. And I like that. So I was, because a lot of the images are in the same, I would say, atmosphere, or in the same world in a way. So I like when some of them stand out because they took the computer in another story, something I was not totally thinking about.
Thomas,
so I like this surprise.
Can I then ask you something? Because I'm curious, since I asked you to be a judge. If you were the one doing this challenge, how would you have approached it? What would you have done? Or how would you have proceed in the design of this artwork? What would you have done? What would you have focused on?
It's difficult to say now because I've seen 100 images, so it's difficult to find an original way. Now you have seen so many images. I think some of them were very good because they took, once again, the computer and in another direction. I like one of them, for example, took the computer and make it a facade, it's a building.
Yeah.
And I think that was kind of the good way to approach this is to use it in a different way. So maybe I should have, I took this direction. I don't know. It's difficult to say now. I've seen almost 200 images, so
Mike,
say okay.
I mean, I was very similar to Thomas. I liked seeing images where I'm like, oh, I would have never thought of that, right? And so like whenever I have that reaction, that's a positive one. And so I like to like basically like couple that with, would I be okay saying that I made this image was like the other qualifiers. So like the image quality one, like I want it to be a good image. So like there were a couple that I won't call out specifically that I thought were like really cool ideas, but I just couldn't quite get beyond the exexecution of it.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, I
right?
agree with you. I agree.
And so like I wanted to see an image that like I was impressed by as a, you know, fellow CG artist, right? But then also that like took me by surprise in one way or another. And there's a lot of narrative. There's more overall, I felt like there's a lot more narrative in these images than there were in the cars, which I thought was really cool to see all the different takes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think that's probably a result of like what Fabio said. It was a much harder thing to start out with because the car lends itself to sort of like already it has this kind of like thing that you can do around it. And the computer then was like, okay, what do I do? I have this computer. Now what do I do with it? You know, it's like I can just render it like a car, but maybe it's not enough. So yeah, I was pretty impressed. I also think I would have taken because I thought about it myself when Fabio first showed the model, and I was like, yeah, you know, actually you could build like a robot that's just made out of a bunch of these computers, you know, like kind of smashed together. And I thought, nah, that's not no, I don't like that. Maybe it's just a Mac eating discs and just throwing them out the back. You know, like, totally. So I don't know. It was like it's hard to say which way I would have gone. I have no idea.
There is one more work that I need to show, and let me just share my screen now because I don't want to do the same mistake as before. There we go. So now you should be seeing my screen, right?
Sure.
Yeah. This is the work of Chris Webb. Chris Webb decided to go very analog about his images, and so I'm just gonna double click and show them to you. This is actually a rendering. that's the and so there are different versions of the same image. Probably in the stream they won't see the difference.
Can you zoom in on one of them just for everybody? I got a kick out of these.
Yeah, they're great.
It's great.
Image execution level. But like the icon thing was just so fucking amazing.
It
obviously
was really,
the
really
proof
cool.
that this was rendered. This isn't actually pixel art. This was rendered.
But I guess that Chris did not make the cut, right?
You are the only one that knows actually the 21.
Yeah, you know.
No, he didn't. Sorry. But anyway, guys,
my hat is off to you, Chris. I really like these.
Yeah, Chris is a great idea.
Really, again a surprise. I was not expecting something like that.
Well, it took balls for Chris to, you know, go that way, right?
Yeah. So congrats.
But I think it makes sense in the way he was thinking about it, because that was the whole thing that made the first, you know, Mac computers so much different than the others was the icons, right?
Yes.
Like the user interface. And so it makes sense that he would decide that's what I need.
Guys,
render them.
What I'm going to do next, I'm gonna go through the 21 best that you have chosen.
Okay.
And, you know, we're not going to judge them yet. We're gonna go back to it, and then the way this is going to work, we're going to look at them and say, is this potentially an image that could be a finalist? And, you know, this is a decision that I hope that we will all get to agree on at the very end.
Hopefully.
Okay. So I'm just gonna go through all the images,
but we'll get to an answer.
so that you'll see the 21 best ones.
I feel already like we're going faster, guys.
Yeah, we haven't.
It's because we have done it already. But, you know, I'll check the time and I'll see how long it goes. I know that Thomas, more or less, he said that he has an hour and a half time, so...
Oh, we can do that.
If we need more, I can postpone my bolognese, right?
Okay. or call the fire brigade.
Just put it down on simmer, like simmer it a long time. It always makes it better anyway, Thomas. It's always better when you heat it up the second time.
Exactly. Always. Always. For everything.
The crazy
saying
thing
that you forgot their entry, so they probably were late.
What?
Somebody said that you forgot to show their entry. I'm assuming they were probably late, though.
Yeah, probably
I feel like
they're late.
We should only address this one like once and just say like if we missed it, we're very, very sorry. We're doing our best in our free time to get this done. It's especially on Fabio's behalf, it's a colossal effort to try to actually organize.
But
all of this
honestly, I don't think that. Oh my God, is this already the 21? Is it so fast?
Yeah.
I think so.
Oh my God,
and we're done,
so
folks. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you all next week.
Now, can I tell you? Can I tell you the crazy thing is that among this selection, there is the one that I think should be the winner, okay. But. That's something that worries me because I don't want to say it.
Don't.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
You're about to say you shouldn't say.
No, it's because I think that the best image of this week is somebody that won already last week.
Oh yeah, you shouldn't have said that.
You shouldn't.
I'm gonna get slapped on my hands, man.
No, to be honest, Fabio, to me the winner was it's totally different.
Don't say it yet because I have a tough skin and I can resist.
Wait, Thomas, are you saying your winner wasn't in the 21?
Oh yeah, obviously he's in the 21.
It is in the 21. Okay.
Good. It is. Yeah, sure, obviously.
Okay, guys, are we ready?
Yeah.
Sure. Let's do it.
Born ready, Fabio. Born ready.
So my job here, it's going to be the one of destroying the images that are not going to make the finals. Judges, you tell me if you want me to move forward, if you want to go back on a picture, if you
maybe we can go from one by one and try to discuss a bit about the image, say the quality of this, because obviously the 21 images are very good.
Yes.
All are very, very good
for
many reasons.
Actually, let me add this because probably we did not make it clear last time. To me, there is no objective way of choosing a winner. Meaning, when we got down last week, and I guess that this time it's the same, to the best 21 pictures, the selection of the best artwork is done based on what our taste is and what we think was the best execution. And it's a complexity of things. Now, some people were disappointed about our choice, about our decision, but I think we have done the best job that we could have done in picking those winners because the majority of people kind of agreed with that. And so, I just want to do a little disclaimers for the judges. Nobody here is biased. Nobody here is trying to favor anybody. We're just doing it, looking at the images and judging the image for what it is, right?
Yeah, totally. Every image that's in this, regardless of whether we have any critical remarks or not to say, every image that we're talking about today is a great image. And
yeah, exactly. And I'm amazed once again.
If you're not in the final cut, that doesn't really say anything except for our subjective opinions because it was a ridiculously
it's difficult to make a choice. It's difficult because I was once again amazed by the quality of the almost 200 images. I was amazed with the quality. And my first selection, as you said, was about 25-30 images on the first selection, and I had to pick 10, and it was extremely difficult.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Congrats to everyone.
I agree, Thomas. I had also about 25, I think, and that was hard to get. There were some I had to leave out even that into 25. So, I mean, the crazy part of it is too is that if I open the images tomorrow, it might be just a little different too.
Yeah,
it's a very sometimes you're going by feeling, so
And so with those kind words in mind, let's get on to pressing delete.
I hope you've got some special sound effects ready, Fabio.
Mike, don't rush us. I do have it. It's right here.
Perfect.
Okay, good. Let's go through the images.
So let's start with this one, right?
You want to start with this one or with this one?
Yeah. Oh, I have the one where the computer is in the ice.
What?
On my screen, on the YouTube screen.
Flipping around doesn't help us because I think we're all kind of looking at two screens here.
Oh, but I'm sharing my screen now with you guys.
Okay, but on YouTube it's not the same one.
Yeah,
okay,
I know.
Just leave it where it is, and let's just start talking on this one.
Okay, then we'll start with this one, and the one under the ice will go back later. Okay.
Okay.
Well, beautiful.
When I saw this image, I went like, wow.
Yeah, wow. The quality of the textures, the light, the composition is also very good. It feels very realistic. I love that. I love this one.
This was my favorite one from like a photo real execution sense.
Yeah.
And like one of the things that I really liked about this is like the lighting's very like soft and believable. The tonality of the image is like really beautifully dialed in.
Tonality.
And then, but like what they put inside of this between like the whiskey decanter, the old keyboard, the new guitar, right? Like the amps and everything else, and then the posters, you get a feeling for the person that lives there, which like from an architectural visualization standpoint is always a successful thing because I'm imagining a person, a human that actually like lives in this space.
Yeah, it feels very natural in a way. The choices are good, really.
Yeah, beautifully done.
I think this is an image that for now we can leave in the selection, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yep.
Let me go back to this one because it was the first one in the...
Okay.
What do you guys think?
Yeah, that's what we were saying at the beginning and maybe live. Personally, I was surprised when some people took the computer and bring it into something different.
Yeah.
Like just a computer.
Yeah.
And this one, I like it a lot because the ice is very good and we kind of feel something. It's like a discovery. We see the guy under this cave and made this discovery maybe years and years and years from now. So yeah, I love it. The composition is cool also, and really cool.
This one didn't quite get it there for me, and the reason it didn't, when I first saw it, I'm like, oh, that's cool, and it made it into my first selection. But the reason it didn't make it into my top 10 personally was I looked at it, I'm like, okay, we have a computer and an ice, and I'm like, okay, but that's kind of it. Like there was no for me, there was no suggestion of like there was no like hint at the why, right? So like it
but the movie will say the why. It's in the movie.
But
I love this.
To make you want to know what the why is, right? Like it's that little tiny little hint. Like I really like this image. Something about it wasn't quite there for me, and I feel like it was.
I have to agree with Mike on this.
Of wonder.
Like for instance, I was looking at this image and I was like, if there was a path that was walked and that could leave a little bit more of a traces of why this was happening, because like here it looks like this river still goes somewhere. It's not like an arrival point, maybe it's because of the direction of the river, I don't know. But if this was more sort of like a frontal image that this was a journey and this was the end, here it almost feels like the guy stopped on the way to somewhere else and there was a computer there, and it's like I don't know, but I know that this might sound like a very stupid, idea from my side, but that was the feeling also that I got when I saw this image. I was like, incredible execution. I need to talk to this person to ask how to make the ice.
I'm with you guys too. I mean, I personally wasn't really liking the like oversized computer idea unless it was in like specific situations. I don't know why, but for me it was it was the same. It's kind of like, why is the computer so big? Why is the guy so small? Like it's like the first thing in my mind, and the whole idea of the story as well is like, why did the computer get so big and why is it in the ice? Anyway, I mean, the image itself is very nice, but I don't know. For me, that was a reason to not. Actually didn't choose this one. I don't think. I can't remember now. Anyway, yeah.
Guys, should we delete it?
Yeah.
I don't think so, but yes.
What, are we not going to go through them first and then like that? Last time we went through them and then came back and said.
Okay. Oh well, we made the decision already.
Wait, Fabio, is the sound effects just you going dun dun dun?
No. I would say we delete it.
Fabio and I had a conversation about sound effects.
I would say we delete it.
It didn't quite get there for me.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Do it.
Come on, man. That's not serious. Come on.
Oh my god! I'm so sorry.
No,
Thomas doesn't approve of it.
No, that's too hard.
I'd like to say, for the record, for everyone listening,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's my fault. It's Jason's and I's fault. I apologize. I really apologize. We had to...
That was just look. That was.
I'm not gonna do it anymore.
I won't do it again.
I'm sorry. Oh my god. I'm laughing.
Okay, Fabio, pull yourself together, man.
Yeah,
pull yourself together.
Okay. Anyway, so I'm gonna take over for a second. Fabio, take a break, man. So, Mike, what do you think about this one?
Strangely enough, I have almost the same criticism. This one also made it into like that first large group of selects for me and didn't make it into my personal top 10. And I wanted a little bit something more. I really like the way that like the keys were made into
the keys are very cool.
Like
very
it was so beautifully executed, and it does have the feel of like a garment to me. Which I thought was awesome, but like it was one of the ones that I struggled over whether judging was really tough on these ones, guys. And for me, like I wanted something a little bit more from it. I'm not entirely sure what that is, but I looked at it, I'm like, I love that it's black and white because I'm a sucker for black and white. I love the way that the keys were made into a shirt.
Yeah, me too.
Same. But I wanted just a little bit something more of either story or if you kind of blur your eyes at this one and take a step back from your screen, you notice the eyeball on the image and you lose the keys. And so maybe if the lighting more accentuated the thing that I thought was amazing about this image, I would have picked it. But the way that it's lit or done in post-production, it's highlighting the eyeball on the screen and not on the key dress or shawl or whatever the shoulder.
Yeah, I love it. The keys are very, very cool, and this idea to have the keys and make it like a dress is very cool. And also, once again, to take the computer and put it in our identity, another direction is is something I really appreciate. So I love it, the image, the execution. Maybe to put a bit of color here and there. But yeah, I love it, this one. I really love it.
Yeah, I really like this one a lot. I love the pose of the person.
It's cool.
With the mouse in the hand, and the way that the mouse is sitting there and the cord goes through the fingers. Now this one for me was also it's a really good one.
Yeah, I liked it too. Actually, when I was looking at it, I was like, this is brilliant because, like each single element has a reason for existing, And so I thought even though it's a very simple conceptual image, it does have a reason for existing. But anyway, should we leave it for now?
Yeah.
I would.
Fabio, just a quick thing that we should point out. We should give a call out to the artists that are creating these images we're talking about.
Oh, but the thing is that I actually did not want to do that because of the eventual bias, like if I say the name, then you might say, oh, it's a friend of mine, or, because they told me.
You left it in the
name
file
on the
name of the file.
Oh, okay. Yeah, all right. Yeah, but that's the reason why I did not want to do it. That's my point.
Yeah,
okay.
But yeah, maybe while we're doing it, we shouldn't,
Yeah, so what do we do?
Up to you guys.
If my art was out there, I would want to shout out for the fact that.
Okay, so this image is done by Amin Farah.
Well done, Amin.
Do you want me to say the names of the others?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, sure.
So this one, it's Alexander Ralojans, I think, Ralojans. The one before...
Yeah, very good one.
The one before...
The ice image, I'll pull it up there, Fabio. And the oh wow, I really picked a tough one to pronounce. Alex.
Yes.
Alex Skirnadia.
Yes. Alex.
And apologies for pronunciation.
Alex Kerndia.
Okay, moving along.
Yeah, great images, guys, so far. Really well amazing.
Done. Good. So this one, it's Andrea Gallo.
Oh, wrong screen.
Can you see me?
Yeah, I loved it. I love this one. Yeah.
Tell us why, Jason.
I love the colors. I love the colors, the composition. I love this bar, it's like beam that's going across the top. It's like totally framing the image, and it has so much depth. You have like the foreground. You also, the computer is part of the subject of the image, like I was talking about. I really like that.
Yeah.
It's even lighting the part of the image, and and the color composition for me is fantastic. And it's a little bit graphic too. Like
it's very graphic.
It's not quite a full rendered image. It feels very graphic in the way, almost like it was painted over. I don't know. I don't think he did that, but I feel like the render look came out like that maybe. But it's really nice.
I love it. Sorry.
No, I was just gonna say I agree with you. Like, I like the color. I like the composition. The red and the way that it's placed, I don't know what it is, and that's
me too. Same here.
Like
the red kind of took me out of the image in a way.
I like the color being present,
the color,
the greens and the blues, but I don't know what that red is, because it's on the front of that beam in the foreground, but it's also in the background, so it's like a red spotlight, but it doesn't feel like a light.
Yeah.
I couldn't quite figure out what the red is, so I liked what it was compositionally, but I didn't like that it just confused me.
Actually, I wanted to say exactly this, Mike, that, like, it felt to me that those elements were put as a graphic expression to sort of like balance the image out, and it kind of reminded me of the work of like Ghost in the Shell a little bit.
Yeah, but with the Ghost in the Shell graphics, like, or really any anime that uses, right, is that it's clear what it is. It doesn't create visual.
It's very readable. You can read it easily.
Absolutely agree.
Do you guys think that this could be in the among the finalists?
Not for me.
For me, yes, but
okay. I mean, that's how we're trained.
I don't know. I have difficulties to say. Everyone is a finalist to me, so I have difficulties to say not this one. But maybe it's maybe not. But it's an amazing image. Congrats to who made it?
Andrea Gallo.
Andrea, congratulations! It's an amazing image. The composition, the color, it's very good. This light, this flare on the front, it's very, very good. Yeah, maybe not in my 3 favorite. That's it. But it's an amazing image. Congratulations,
guys! I'm going to delete it. Okay?
Yeah, but smoothly.
No special effect.
No sound. No sound.
Can I just do a boing?
Yes, that sound is acceptable.
Oh,
I love this. I love this image.
This is Andrei Peck.
I love this image.
Hi, Andrei. I hope you're watching. I have to say I really like this image. And yeah, I really did. Because of the story, because of everything, you know.
Yeah, there is something, maybe in composition, the character, there is something in front of the character on the ground, very dark. And kind of, if you look it from far, it feels like in the same silhouette of the character, which kind of create a little bit, you know, something, I don't know, but the lighting is very, very cool. I guess he used some texture on the computer, like maybe some Java texture, like clay texture, something can
there's like that meme going around on the since everyone's posting a clay render, I'm gonna post one.
Okay.
And when I saw that I'm like, oh yeah, Jama made the thing, he did the thing. I almost, like, at first I was like, nope, I'm not gonna suggest it just because it's been like a trend for the past couple of days. But I agree with you that like the composition, you have black space that's like, and it's kind of like equal on three sides, like visually at least weighted equally. So I think that like the black space could be not quite as crushed, so that there's a little bit of detail in there to give a little bit of visual interest. But I do like that this one, the scale of the clay on the like, obviously this is a huge computer, but the scale of the clay suggests that it's a normal size computer and the person is small. So like my initial inclination of like, oh, clay, nope. And then this made it into like not my top 10 personally, but into my final list of selects because there was a thing that kept pulling me back to the discrepancy in size, which I really liked how he was playing with.
Yeah, and I love the mystery of this image. I think there is a story to develop. You can use it to develop this, and there is some also emotion in it that I like.
A lot of that comes, I feel like, from the pose, like the gesture of the character.
Yeah, and I feel like emotionally I'm engaged to this one, which is cool. It's something I really look for.
I was sitting on these images for a while because actually Andrei sent it to me. It was one of the first ones. And the only thing that I did not say anything to him because, you know, I don't want to bias artists and I'm not here to coach anyone as on how to be an artist. But the only thing that I think that would have made it an incredibly killer image, something that emphasized the touch of the hand on the computer. Like if there was something happening out of it. And I know that it might sound stupid, but say that, you know, like the hand got in touch and then a light would start to emanate or something, you know?
You want a lens flare or what?
No. Wait, let me fix it in Photoshop. No, but that was the only thing that for me was missing. That
I'm not sure, but yeah.
I don't agree with that specific comment, but I think that a stronger, like the bottom, you know, what's that, about a sixth of this image is just black, right?
Yeah,
and so I think if you had cropped that out, you could probably come in a little bit tighter on it all together, or make it into a more vertical aspect ratio. But there's like a few things compositionally that are almost like working against what we all like. Like there's those rocks right in front of the character that are forming a tangency with his back leg.
Those are the keyboards. The keys.
The old keys. Yeah. But like where they're placed, right? Like the line of his leg comes down and hits right into that key. So like moving those a little bit to the right would again force your eye back into the character as opposed to
it would create more depth.
Yeah, exactly. So like there I think that there are, without actually like turning a light on the hand, I like that the computer seems dead, but he's still very reverent towards it. And I wouldn't want a light to disrupt that read of it personally. But I think compositionally you could achieve more emphasis on like the reverence with which he's touching this old clay something. Could like is it a massive computer and he's normal size the other way around? I don't know, and I like that I don't.
Yeah. Congrats.
So do we keep it? Do we keep it or?
Oh, we keep it, man. We keep it.
You say we keep it?
I'm with Tom on that one.
Come again?
Yeah, I wouldn't vote for deleting this.
Okay.
I keep it. I would keep it. Also, I didn't really say anything about it, but I agree with what you guys said, and This was one of those cases where the computer being oversized didn't bother me. It's funny because this one, for some reason, I enjoyed the oversized computer. Maybe it's the texture added to it. Maybe it's the story that was included in it. But this one for me was okay.
I'll move on. Okay.
Well done.
Yep. So this one, the artist is Asim Salman.
Okay. Well, congrats, because I love it, the idea to take the computer and make it a robot. It looks like a Boston Dynamics robot.
The one Dynamics, yeah.
It is. This is their commercial.
Boston Dynamics.
This is their. I think this is their commercial one.
Dynamics logo on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's what their commercial construction dog looks like. The production version.
Okay.
It's yellow. Yeah.
So it's kind of funny, and the composition is cool. It's cool. I like this image. I like this one. Maybe you can always improve some things, like maybe some the ceiling with the tubes, etc. The modelization, maybe it can be more smooth. Yeah. But it's details. I mean, the image is very good already. So yeah, congratulations. It's a good one.
Yeah, but I also kind of like, that's kind of like where my feeling on this image kind of stopped. I like the idea. I like the combination, very desaturated, like bluish cyans, right? Like they're barely present with the yellow. It's a really nice palette, and I love the crow sitting on top of it. But I kind of like lost it there. Like at that point, I was kind of like, I still want a little bit more from this image, and this artist also submitted like I think 3 more like crops of this, and I kind of looked at them and I was like, there's a closer crop that made this. His full crop didn't actually make it to my final selection. One of the crops did, but then I went back and looked at them, and I'm kind of like, I feel like all 3 of these images are trying to get somewhere that none of them individually quite get to, right? And I do want to say in general, just kind of to everyone out there, if you're going to post more than one image, don't make them too close together. Because like there was a couple images where there was like 2 small little edits of like, here's option A and here's option B. Yeah. And whenever I looked at that, I'm like, I can see why you liked option A and I can see how you liked option B, but you didn't find option C that incorporates both of them. Yeah. You gave me the reason that it didn't get selected, right? Like part of being an artist or an artisan, depending on who you're serving, right? Like, is being able to make a decision and push it forward. And when you say like, when you're leaving that up to me of saying like, do you like A or B? It's like, well, you should have been able to figure that out.
Yeah, we talked about that before the live. And a lot of people submitted different versions of the same images, which is cool. But I think as an artist, you have to make a choice. And that's what you are. That's the only thing you have. It's bold choices. If it's the wrong choice, then no problem. At least you make a choice. And I think that's something very important.
I like that, actually.
To make a bold choice. And the thing is, nowadays with 3D, you can take the camera, put it in different angle, change the light, and it can be very good also. So the difficulty is to make a choice. That's the difficulty. That's where the artist is in the choice. Mm-hmm. Yeah. The rest is...
And a lot of times... I see this like in my personal work is that I'll do like A and I'll really like it and B and I'll really like it. And it's a matter like if it's not even, there's the artist side of like you're making a statement, so you need to choose what that statement is. But then there's also just like the craftsman side, which is like there's clearly something I like about A and there's something I like about B. And is there a way to bring them together in a way that one image can tell both of those stories or get across both of those points? Right. Yeah. And that's a hard thing to do. But especially even if you don't make a choice, just submit one image, because when you show both, you're like, oh, I see what you liked about this, I see what you like, and I see you failed to get them into one image, right?
Yeah. I also want to go back and talk about the image just for a second, because I didn't say anything yet, but it's hilarious, Mike, because it's the same exact thing that you said. There were like 3 of these or 4, and I picked for my first 25, there was another image that I picked close up. There was a close-up one of the, you don't see the whole body, but you have like a much more close view, and it was it was vertical.
I think that's the one that I actually picked as well.
That one was in my first 25, and I thought that one is I liked it the most. So but it was hard. But seeing all of them, you get more of a story. But in the reality is they were all the same position. So like it was just different camera angles of the same position and everything
and we should note the difference between last week's winner, Nuno's, which was set out as a piece of sequential art, right? Like that's different than doing 3 different shots of the same thing. Every one of those images feeds to an overall narrative that he was telling.
Yes.
Right. And so, like, I don't know if the fact that he won last week has influenced some of these artists of saying I'm going to more, but if they're not working together either in a triptych or in a graphic, novel type format, really look at the 3 that you're thinking about submitting. Think about why you like all 3 of them, and then see if you can make one image that you like the best, and then submit that one. Would be my personal advice, and not just to the artists that we're looking at here. Because like I said, I do really like this image. It just didn't quite get there for me.
I love this one.
Mike, let me add something to what you said. The winner of last week, he got a little bit of criticism because he was not seen as making one image. He was seen as making 5 images on one sheet of image, And the thing is
that's not what he was doing. That criticism, I would argue, is wrong.
Exactly. And I think that it's worrying that some artists look at what this guy has done in that way because they missed out completely the point. And coming from an artist, that kind of criticism, it really shows me that some people don't have the ability to see beyond the standards, because what Nuno did was, actually, it was a very powerful strip of comics, and of course the words.
It doesn't worry me though. I mean, every artist is on their own path of growth, and if you've never dealt with sequential art, like, you might not have thought about it that way. Like, if you're not into comics or
probably you're right.
Right, like it's not something to worry about, but like I think that, like, Nuno's story was great, and the fact that all of those images worked to tell one story, not 5 different ones or 5 different kind of angles of the same one, is a beautiful thing. And I don't think that I said it on the stream. That wasn't my favorite one, right? My favorite one was Ryan Gosling, right? But I'm not at all
because you're a sucker for Ryan Gosling.
Always have been, always will be, baby. But but I have no problem with Nuno winning because I love that image, and like, if we're all going to be happy, just no one would win, right?
Yeah, but to go back
to
this,
agree on the best one.
To this visual and maybe move on to the next one because it's already almost an hour. So congrats to Asim Salman, I think it's his name. Congrats to him because that's a good one. Very powerful, beautiful. Congratulations.
Do we want to keep it though?
I would say yes, but it's only me.
We have to cut down 75% of the images that we're looking at right now.
Look, guys, honestly, I think very good image. To me, the storyline, it's not really strong. The execution, if you look at the geometry and the way certain materials were set up. And, I'm sorry to bring this up. It's just that, we need to try and include as many parameters as possible in order for us to make the best decision possible. Some people might not agree with that, but we need to cut down a lot of images. So what do we do?
It doesn't make my top 5.
I go by feeling 100%. I don't have to explain it. I say it's cut.
Okay.
I know that some people are going to think that's harsh, and but that's how we have to do this. We have to get down to a certain number, and let's cut it.
Guys, what about this one? This is the Dizzy Viper Fabian Obahama.
There's a really cool... this has a similar color palette to the one that we liked 2 images ago, right? With like the reds and the cyans. Yep. And the thing that I like is that when I looked at this image, beyond the fact that I think all of us are kind of suckers for fog and mist and maybe even a lens flare or 2 in this case, but the computer felt mad to me. Right? It didn't feel like there was like a logo of a brownie face. Like, I thought the computer was mad, and like, I don't know why it hit me that way, but like, I felt emotions for the computer. Maybe he's just mad because he's a Mac.
Way not to make friends.
Let's hear from you in the comments.
Hi guys, I'm a PC.
Yeah, I mean, I like the image. I think it was very playful. I thought it was very well executed. Maybe in comparison to the others, there isn't that much of a strong storyline to it. Although there is a storyline, which is, like either the guy's running away and the computer behind, it's like a friend that it's running away with a car, and they're both computers, but the one in the back, it's probably an older one, and so he's mad and grumpy. But, I made that up in my mind as I was looking at the image. Maybe other viewers did not resonate with that. And, like a little bit of like the execution wasn't perfect. Like I would expect a little bit more mud on the elements here in the back and stuff in comparison to the car itself.
I mean, the execution's pretty damn good. I think
the execution is very good. Also,
the tires bothered me. The tires being clean. And
maybe. But it's a detail.
You guys are talking about. I love this because it's like it's a computer with a mean face in the back of a trailer being towed by a Lancia Stratos, and you guys are worried about the dirt on the tires. I mean, sorry.
That's right.
I'm just saying that somehow for me when it's
talking about the face.
You did.
But
that's why I'm even bringing it up, because you started talking about the face. No, but I don't know. Sometimes I can personally like overlook that stuff because it depends on what the point of the image is. And the point of the image here is not to be super realistic.
Yeah.
So the fact that the tires aren't dirty or that the
totally
mud's not being
totally
thrown around, it doesn't bother me that much. But I mean,
me too.
I didn't actually, this was in my top 25. It was not in my top 10. So for me, it's not, I don't think it's one of the top images. It's near the top, but still, I still think that somehow I think that the purpose of the image, or it's what it's trying to do, can sometimes like make me not like overly look deep into like all the details.
Yeah.
So
same as you, Jason.
Okay, so I guess we're gonna delete it.
I would. I vote delete.
Mike?
It sits on the fence for me, which is to say I'm not going to fight for it to be kept, and I'm not going to say delete.
Tomas said delete.
Weak.
But like, I feel like that decision is based off how strongly do you feel about it, right? Like, I'm not going to say that it shouldn't be deleted. I also wouldn't say that it's deleted.
I know what you mean,
guys. We don't have to feel bad. It's a competition, and we need to help.
I wasn't making fun of Mike and Fabio for like talking about the mud. I wasn't really trying to give them a hard time. I was just saying I was trying to say sometimes
guys,
I can
next
miss those things.
Sorry to pressure you, but it's my job to keep this under 5 hours.
We all have jobs and lives and family.
Oh, it's fine. Thomas left anyway.
I mean,
he left.
We scared off Thomas with that one.
Thomas, where is it? Can you try?
He did. He walked away for a moment. I think he's just checking his sauce.
Okay.
He'll be back. Mike, you got some thoughts?
This one didn't even make it into my final selection. It just didn't resonate with me.
All right.
Yeah, I was a little bit surprised to see this image. It's a good image, but I don't think it had that extra. I don't know. What do you call it? The
like
X factor.
And
the artist is Fabrizio Orienti from Diorama. Hi, Fabrizio.
I think that like what this one's missing is that we have a silhouette of a box, right? So like it's not a good piece of form for backlighting unless there's something else adding to it. And I think that like we have all the mannequins, the drawing figured mannequins in the foreground. I feel like we need to see a little bit more of like one of them to give it a bit of story, to give it a little bit more interest, as opposed to them just kind of being a field of cheering mannequins. Thomas, was this one of your...
I'm here. Sorry, I had to
no worries,
to go to the kitchen 5 minutes, 2 seconds. But this one, I like it. I think the sky is beautiful, but most of the image is about the sky. And I would say I would have more depth into the people on foreground and maybe more I don't know, more architectural elements around the computer. Maybe some people to have more story, just not a crowd and a computer on the top of sort of pyramid. But the light on the computer is very beautiful. I like it. Light on the side, it's beautiful. And I like the fact that the people are not like humans.
But I think you could have pulled one out. I think that in the interest of time, is anyone going to be very enthusiastic about fighting for this image?
I don't think so.
Or do you keep things moving forward?
I actually picked this one, and there's another reason entirely, and that's because it's from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. It's deep thought, and you don't know this.
Okay,
sorry.
No, I completely missed out on that. About it. I completely missed out on that.
Yeah.
So this is but that's what it's an homage to, is that, and the if you know the book and the movie, then the idea is actually kind of funny that the Mac is deep thought, you know. So for me, it was more about what it was standing for than the image itself. However, the image for me was good enough that I could put it into my selection. But I just wanted to point out that that's actually what, sometimes these references that they're referencing to can also evoke like some imagery or some emotion to the image without, you know what I mean, like additionally.
Yeah, sure, but it can't be the sole thing, right? The fact that the rest of us missed that reference and didn't find the image as compelling.
Nevertheless,
the image needs to be a little better.
Mike, Thomas, this week we need to watch the movie, because otherwise
I was literally in a conversation last night about it. That really? one of my friends was like, "If you don't fix this problem of having not seen Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, we will stop being friends." So I said, "Okay."
Now you got one more reason.
Well, I mean, the point is that it's very possible that you absolutely hate it. Like, I mean, it's really that kind of movie. Like, you're gonna love it, or you're gonna hate it.
At least I'll get the references and not look like an asshole.
To be honest, I'm not. I don't know very much Marvel and this kind of movies. I mean, I appreciate the movies, but it's not my
But
taste,
that's not the Marvel
so
movie.
I didn't.
No, you're thinking Guardians of the Galaxy. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy is like an old philosophical.
This was a book written by a British author. Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
And it's a very, very satirical book. It's a very British humor and.
Okay, sorry. I heard Guardian of the Galaxy. Sorry.
It's like overly ridiculous and absurd, but it's funny.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Guys, do I delete it?
Yeah, trash can.
Yeah, I mean, I would also agree. Let's based on what we have here as the finals, I would delete it now.
Okay.
I really like this image.
I love this one.
I love
this one. I love
the colors. The colors are amazing. Like, there are a lot of robots that were made. That this computer's made a different number of robots, and I think we're going to see at least one more of them today.
This was.
This is sort of like I want to know. It's the guy that did it. It's Federico Pulido, and I think
well done, Federico.
This is a reference to Adventure Times. Obviously, it
looks like it, yeah.
Yeah, I never seen a Mac in the TV show, but I do think that this was the aim, especially if you look at the spikes on the head and the sword, the shape of the sword. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
Mike, what did you want to say? You were going to say something else?
I was going to say like even though it's just a guy made into a robot, there's like his pose has a lot of attitude and personality to it, between the pose and like the not standard emoticon that's on the face, right, as opposed just to doing kind of the expected. I love that the 3.5 inch is a shield. Like,
that was my favorite thing.
Like, if you're gonna make an old Mac into a robot, like, this is awesome.
Yeah, it's personifying what that computer was all about, almost. Like, that's like you said, we saw other robots, but this is what he would look like. Yeah. Like, if you made a robot out of him or a character, it's really perfect somehow.
Not to talk about the color composition. I mean, I thought that this was like, I don't know, Miami or something. I was like, this is beautiful.
It's a soft great. Miami. Miami, you'd have to bump up about 25 points on the old saturations.
Yeah, I love this one. The fact that the idea is in a way simple, but the most beautiful ideas are very simple. And I like the fact that it's very like pure in a way. The shield is beautiful, great idea. The sword, great idea. I mean, it's in my top 10.
Clearly. For me as well. The simplicity
Should
of it.
Should we leave it for now?
I would.
Yeah, sure, we keep it.
We'll move forward, okay? Because guys, we're already 1 hour and 10 minutes.
Simple is hard, and this one succeeds. So
yeah.
Is anyone keeping an eye on the chat? Should I put?
Yeah, I mean, I'm watching it. I'm watching it, but people.
Sorry,
are just
guys,
talking
I'm doing a very bad job of keeping an eye on the chat, but I'm trying.
I think honestly, we're only like 8 images in. I don't think that we can do too much with the chat on this one, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Much as I would
okay.
Like to.
What about this one, guys? This is from Jamie Moreno. Oh, plus Paul Lupon. I think it was a collaboration.
So the thing that I really like about this image is it's one of the so Jason really liked the ice one for the big computer. This was my favorite making computer giant ones. I really got a sense. I feel like he pulled off the size. He or she, Jamie. Oh, that didn't help. It could be
doesn't help you. Maybe it's Jaime, and then it would be
it's so tough. Jamie, I think did a great job of like suggesting the scale of all of this without resorting to like a tilt shift effect or like an overly heavy done depth of field, so that you can still see that he has this like canyon of computers that he's in the midst of. It made me want to know more, similar kind of to the black and white kind of monkish image of like, are the computers giant or is he small? I don't know, and I like that.
Yeah, totally,
right?
Totally agree.
I felt one of my like things that when I was looking at it, I don't quite like is that I really liked the teal, but then the yellow of the computers didn't quite work for me from an aesthetic standpoint. They feel dirty and old, which maybe they were supposed to, but I feel like the yellow, the warm tones could have been tweaked a bit just to bring it all together.
That was stock, man. That was a stock color. I'm just the beige,
dirty beige. We've come a long way from like fancy orange and dark as night chrome, right?
Plastic.
Like,
yeah.
So guys,
I like the fact that there is also a story, because if I'm not wrong, the character comes from Tron.
Yes.
This one I get the reference at least. And sorry for the previous one. I really understand Guardian of the Galaxy. Anyway, so I like the idea that it comes from Tron, because it makes sense in a way, and and once again the execution is very cool.
Yeah, this one's also better for me because it makes sense that he's small, because it's like as if the reference is Tron, that he could be anywhere. Like he's coming out of the computer. Who knows? It's like it's a fantasy enough world that it's believable to me.
Yeah.
Others, like the one with the ice, was like there was a different feeling for me. It's like I didn't get the fantasy of why it would be, why this would be happening.
When you think more into this one, you can see like, well, maybe it's this, that would make sense, or maybe it's this because that would also make sense.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Like you can kind of sit there and be like, I don't know, but I'm thinking and imagining it, and that's if any of your images are inspiring people to like think and imagine and try to figure it out, like and get them to care, like you've succeeded.
Yeah, there is room to imagination in this one.
Yeah.
So Fabio, how many have we seen now?
I guess we are 9 images in.
Come on, let's move on.
Just shy of halfway. Okay, moving forward.
I think we keep this, right?
Does anybody vote for delete?
No, we keep it.
Keep it.
Okay.
That's a funny one.
Jason, is this one of the ones that didn't have enough computer in it for you?
Yes. I love the image though. I love the image, and I love the fact he's got the phone under the headband, strapped to his head. But for me, in the end, it was in my top 25, but I put it out because I was like, okay, where's the computer? I see it sort of on the corner. I just wanted more of it.
Yeah.
But I love it, man. I
love this.
Jake,
I love this image, guys.
Yeah.
And that's to be honest, this is the one that I thought, oh my god, if he's going to win again, because this is Jake Williams, he was like a runner-up in the last competition, and I love this image. Like, I love the media, I love the composition, I love the fact that, you know, like it's a fisheye, and it's like, you know, it's dynamic, and you see that the guy is like struggling, and he's playing, and he's probably working remotely. I don't know. I thought this was amazing.
Yeah, this one is very cool, fresh, and there is something I love is this. It's a bit dirty. It's not pixel perfect. There is some paint over, and I mean my work spirit. I love paint overs and paintings over 3D.
Well, it's a paint over, but it's also, I don't know if you zoomed in like full res, like it's also got like the Spider-Verse like half toning going on.
Yeah.
Like, I think this is pretty clear between the explanation points, the half toning, the kind of overall graphic style, that this was like a study of like the Spider-Verse style, right, into the Spider-Verse. And the thing that I like is, I don't know, the background, maybe a photo, maybe 3D. I'm pretty sure a photograph. Obviously, the computer's probably rendered. Like, I feel like he mixed a lot of different mediums and
there's mixing
put the style together.
Sure.
But I don't know. Maybe that was a 3D model that then he painted over. Maybe the background was actually rendered. I don't know, and I love how well integrated it all is.
I think it's photo and painted over photo, but yeah.
Jake is in the comments right now. Should he tell us?
Well done, Jake. It's beautiful.
Jake,
it's very fresh from.
Yes.
Yeah, very cool.
Jake, please let us know what was photographed and what was rendered. But I'm.
Should we keep it?
I'm cool. And
yeah, we keep it. We keep
it.
I
love it though, man. It's killing
even
me.
though this computer's not like the visual focal point of this image, the computer is the point of the image, right? Like he's consumed by whatever on that screen.
Okay, keep it then.
Yes! But Jake, you're not allowed to win. If you win, okay, you can win. All right.
Oh, I love this one. I think there's a nice story in there. You see little by little. There is obviously the computer that maybe the light, and maybe the kid is looking at it, asking himself, okay, what's happening? It just turned on in the middle of the night. And there is those little monsters in the box that you can see the eyes. And there is this, I don't know, the bear with the eyes or so. And I like this. I like this one. I think it's very, once again, emotionally, it's cool. Of course, you can improve a lot of things, always, all the time, everyone. But I think, I like it for what it is.
I wanted to see. I agree with everything you're saying about the story and the detail and the kind of like that's in this image. I would love like another like pass or two in Photoshop, like that window.
Yeah, sure.
That window on the right is too bright and it pulls away from the computer, so that should have gotten like darkened down and blued. I would have loved to have seen, right, like if these are like those like bright kind of luminescent stars, I would have loved to have seen like the ceiling and the top of the wall almost disappear, like not so much that you think it's night, but like you can, I think visually from like ignoring everything else, I think that compositionally, like if you blur your eyes and walk away from this thing, the whole image falls, right? So I like the thing that kept us out of it for me was like the actual execution of it, not the idea.
I really agree with that sentiment, Mike. Jason?
For me, this one doesn't do it for me. And it's hard to explain.
I'm the only one who wants to save this one.
I'm gonna delete it, guys. We gotta move forward. Sorry. I apologize.
I have some things to say about it, but let's keep moving.
I do not want to rush you, but you know, it's an hour and 15 minutes.
Let's go.
But Jessica, good work. That was Jessica Silente.
Yeah, it was
okay. Jessica,
they're all good. They're all good.
Oh, sorry, Jessica. Jessica Silente. Hi. Well done. Sorry that we had to delete it. So, guys, Leo De Brito.
Yeah, this one for me was hitting all the realism notes, like, and I loved it. It looks very realistic. Like I don't want all the images to be realistic. I'm not looking for that. But what I mean is this one was for me one of the better ones that was like a realistic style render. And I just enjoy also the small details, like this kind of machine on the left with an apple in it, and I don't know. There's something tied it all together for me.
Nixie clock.
Ah, okay. I didn't. What is that?
A Nixie clock? Oh, it's like these old filament Edison bulbs that like there's an actual filament for each number. They're cool.
Ah, yeah, okay. I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
I agree with all of those things, and I do like the execution on this. But at the same time, I'm like, okay, we see the computer. I don't understand the Apple. I kind of like that. I don't understand the Apple, but that was kind of the extent of.
Maybe the Apple is, the Apple of the Apple computer.
It's Apple computer. Yeah.
But like, is it driving the computer? Like, I get the relationship between Apple and Macintosh, but I don't see the why in the image.
It's sucking the essence of the Apple into the computer.
But I actually agree. I don't think there was a very strong storyline here other than the really good execution. Thomas?
Yeah. Okay, next.
Yeah, I think the execution is beautiful. Colors, light, textures, but maybe not in my final.
Delete. Yeah. What about this one, guys? This is from Luca Brescacin from Australia.
This one didn't quite do it for me, and this was one of the ones that like sat in that final, like, yes, like of my final selects, this one sat on the fence for me. And I don't know why. Maybe because like it's presenting these kind of like, like there's like the death and destruction of 2019, and then there's like the mask and the hero. So there's like a bit of a story there, but the composition itself doesn't affirm a winner, right? They're both given perfectly equal weight. I mean, I love the tree. I love that one's filled with water. There's a lot of things that I like about it. The palette's beautiful. There's something, maybe there's so much stance in it, even as I'm talking. Like this was a tough one for.
Yeah, it's a tough one because the execution is good. I mean, you can take one side of the image and make only an image with only one side, and it could be a brilliant image, right?
Jason,
you know what? I think I would have liked this better as a diptych, right? So that it was just two square images, one of each, than having them in one composition. Because a diptych says it's each one stands on its own and is meant to, as opposed to having them together in one image where they just kind of fight a little bit for me. Like literally putting a black bar down the middle of this would change my feelings on it.
Okay, I see.
With the flag cut in half or without the flag?
Maybe without the flag.
Yeah, you'd want to move the camera in front of 2020 and 2019, but like a diptych says something very different than those two images combined.
I know what you mean.
Guys, do we keep it or not?
Yeah. Sorry, you didn't let me say anything. It's fine.
I apologize, Jason. You can say. No.
Second image in a row, man. No, it's fine.
I apologize. Okay.
I'm gonna make it short. I really like it. I like the colors. I like the story. I understand what's going on there. Australia fires and COVID and everything. But if in the whole, I would say it's not going to be in the final for me.
I'm going to delete it, okay?
Okay.
Well done, Luca.
How many?
Let's take a look and see how many are there left in the best of. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I think it's a good pace.
And how many more do we have to look at?
4, I guess, right?
Okay, good.
Sorry. No.
Good work.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sorry.
Okay. Move on.
I'm sorry, guys, when I told you that Fabio learned his maths before this.
I like this image.
Whoa. I really like this one. And which one made it? It's yes. I loved the fact that he made the Mac this is another one that this made it into my top 10, I'm pretty sure, and I suggested this one. The fact that he submitted one that didn't have the actual model of the computer in almost destroyed it for me. But the fact that like everything in this is Legos is what makes this work.
Yeah. It's a funny one. It's pleasing to look at it.
Yeah, it makes you want to smile and laugh.
Yeah, and that's a good thing. When emotionally you react, it's a good thing.
Our man Patrick earlier in the chat at some point mentioned that like, dark and gloomy is easier than light and fun.
Sure.
And visually, I as someone who does way more dark and gloomy than light and fun, I looked at this and I'm like, oh, I like the light, I like the colors, right? Like there's a lot of color without it being overly colorful, like it's controlled brightness.
Yeah.
I like it. I like that Wally has a lightsaber. I wish the lightsaber glue a little bit more, like visually glowed a little bit more, to match everything else. But Wally with a lightsaber is an amazing idea.
Oh, and just to mention, the name of the artist is Mark Gruber-Laux.
Mark, well done, bud. Well done.
Well done. Yeah.
Do we keep it for now? Jason, you didn't say anything. Don't let me cut you off.
Is that Schlenkerla? Jason, is that Schlenkerla?
Sorry, what?
Is that the smoked beer?
No, this is...
No, it's not. Oh.
Sorry, guys, I had to step out for a minute. But you guys done with this one?
No,
yay or nay on
we
this
were
one?
asking
I'm a yay.
I would keep it.
I would keep it too.
Yeah.
I will keep it too.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm on the fence about it.
Okay, so that's a yes. That's two yeses in one movie.
It's a yes. On the fence.
So Massimiliano Napoli.
I see.
The next one is from Massimiliano Napoli from Diorama as well. I love that the company Diorama, they're actually putting many people from their team into doing these challenges. It's very motivating to see that they like to keep themselves creative even during business hours.
Great.
Shout out to the Diorama guys.
I'm going to go out and say it right now. This is my favorite image of the entire set.
Oh, okay.
So I will not accept this one being deleted. And here's what I love about this one.
I'm curious to know.
It's a very centered composition, right? With centered and wide, we have the amount of light on him is perfect, right? We completely lose his bottom half and left edge. It completely fades into the shadow. The highlight on him is just enough that you know he's there observing. Is it a reference to Hal?
We need to ask him because I don't really know.
I don't know, but either way, so you have him in the subject, but then like the brightest thing in the image is the screen off to the left, right? Like, which is saying that to Jason's
which
idea
makes
that
Jason happy,
the Mac computer, right? Like,
what makes me happy?
This computer is the brightest thing in the scene, and it's the only thing that's offset, only important compositional element left off to the side. So when I looked at this, I saw like a still from a movie.
Yeah,
and it's a movie that I feel like I want to watch.
Yeah.
And I think that the very, very controlled palette on this one is beautiful, right? Like you have like the warm glow of what I'm calling the Hal-like figure, and then the like bluish kind of ugly screen of the Mac, right? Because it's a Mac, so it's fucking ugly. I love it. I think this one I really, really dug. Way to go, Massimiliano.
Yeah, well done. It's a beautiful one. I think it's very dark, which maybe kind of I don't know. It's almost too much dark for me. But yeah, the composition is very cool. I like the effect on the glass. I like the fact that the computer is the brightest point, and maybe not the brightest point because I think in the center it's almost as bright as this one, as the computer. But yeah, I like the idea, the overall idea with the scientist, and there is something around there. There is a story. I want to know more. So congratulations to Massimiliano.
Yeah, I also agree with Mike. I feel like this is it's a still image from a dolly shot. Like you're coming in from behind, moving into the image, and this is like maybe midway between a wider shot and a closer shot. Yeah, I'll be honest with you. When I first saw this image, the computer was not. I didn't see the computer. Like I actually had to look for a minute.
Jason and his quest for the computer.
Yeah, sorry, man. I kind of had a little condition for myself, But but in the end, I of course was not being super strict about that. If there was something about the image, and the computer does play a part in this, So it's almost like it's the control center for what's happening in this image. Things like that was taking it into account. So I mean, I'm not saying that the computer had to be right in the middle of the image and have to be the main thing, but I really like this one.
Somebody is asking if the computer screen is legible. The situation is critical. We are running out of resources in Lab 01. We started the experiment about world civilization. The terraform is creating a small ecosystem in miniature where we hope that life will be reborn. And it's day 102. So yes, the screen is legible. I have to say, like, when I first looked at this image, I was a little bit like, yeah, okay, it's another one of those images. But then I started to really pay attention to all the details, and each single element that was put here, you can really tell that Massimiliano put a lot of thought into it,
But you know what else is nice is that there's a ton of detail in here, and he wasn't afraid to let a lot of it fade into shadow. Not so much that it's crushed and gone, but to say like the detail helps the overall feel and tone of the story, but it's not the point of the image, right? Like you could have made this brighter and shown all of those details, and you would lose what is like a very clear center point of the image.
Yeah,
that also
maybe
has
to
this,
have more
beautiful
depth.
texture.
Maybe to have more depth, you could have make it a bit more bright on some side, not too much dark everywhere. But that's my 2 cents. Other than that, it's beautifully executed. Bravo, Massimiliano. And I think I know you, Massimiliano. Bravo.
I see we keep it.
Yes.
Yes.
Is it the last one? Because I cannot seem.
No, I don't think so.
No?
I don't think so. I haven't seen my winner, so I don't think so.
Okay.
That's a hint.
Let me see. Okay, I can keep going.
Yeah, that one was intriguing, interesting. I spent some time looking at it because there is a lot of details in there.
Yeah.
And there is something going on there. Clearly. Who made it?
It's Peter Lee, sorry.
Peter, congratulations, man. There is a lot of work in this one, clearly. Like in all of them, there is a lot of work. But yeah, this one is a very interesting one.
Like it has an almost like sickly like color palette to it, which I think is really effective given that we have these like armored spider characters that we see like like shooting the laser beam towards the Mac, but also in like the kind of foreground between the focal point and the Mac. I don't really know quite what's going on. But I did the same thing as you did, Thomas, which is that like I was zooming in and I was trying to figure it out. And I love this one does the same thing. It uses as the last one in the sense that there's all this detail scattered on the floor that's been blurred enough that it's not the focal point, but not blurred so much that you can't tell it's there. Right. So using depth of field, whereas the last one used darkness. I liked this one.
That's a good one. We keep it. What do you think, Jason?
Yeah, I think it has a really nice story. Computer's kind of blurry though.
I was actually that was the thing that I was trying to wrap my head around. Like if you guys have figured out what the story was, I would really like to hear it because I was really trying to understand it.
No, I agree with you that I don't know what the story is, but there is a story. The interesting thing is that I can tell that there's a story with this image, but I think if you zoom in on the on this magnifying glass, there is something also written there, like
it's the reflection of the screen that he's standing on.
Target lock or something like that. So
yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure that the Mac is the enemy. So that's A plus a winner in my book. Right?
Okay, so basically, this guy is trying to shoot the Mac with a magnifier.
I'm not entirely sure. I spent a lot of time trying to figure out and I didn't get beyond that these nano robots are taking on the Mac. But that's enough. The fact that I spent a lot of time because I really wanted to know means like this is a successful image to me.
I would say we keep it, right?
Yeah, we keep it.
Okay. So why can't I keep going?
And Jason, just to point out, the computer's blurry because we all know that if the model's not perfect, right, and you want to hide some of the modeling, you got to just blur that bitch out.
Seriously, I mean, it's always about model quality. It's like maybe somebody needs to work better on the models. I don't know.
Shut up.
Okay, this one is very interesting. It's very interesting.
Yes, there
is something in there. It's the composition, of course. It's very archivist in a way, but I like the fact that the computer there is something there. That's a cool idea, I think, to make it like an aquarium. Is that right? Is that
Yes.
It's more like it's not really an aquarium though. Actually. Okay. There were a couple other images. It looks more like a diorama. Actually, there's something. It's like it's empty. The computer, there's no screen in it, and it's like a box, and there's something inside of it, built up inside of it. And there were a couple other images with this one, which I think helped explain like what's above it and so on, which was kind of interesting as well. I saw. But I really like this one as well. It's some kind of still life. About it.
Exactly.
There's also a couple of bottles of Corona on this thing, which is a little hint to the time period that we're in right now, I think.
The artist, by the way, is Simon George.
Simon, congratulations, man.
But I really liked all of the images that he sent because this one I think was the best overall one, but they kind of explained what was going on a little more, which is kind of a weird thing. Like, is that an unfair advantage? I don't know.
So that's why this one didn't do it for me, because the other images explain the whole story, but they don't show anything different. They're just wider crops that show more, right? Like it's not like it was different takes on it. It's like you need the other images to understand this one.
No, but there was one that was closer up, and you looked up into the thing that was above it, so you could see the keyboard and the thing. The problem is you miss that here. Like, where's the keyboard? It is a little bit strange. Because you don't get the whole story with this image.
But so that's my feeling is that like the composition wasn't found. Like those three weren't significantly different as far as what they were showing, either closer or wider, right? And so I think that this image, while like beautifully executed, and I feel like there is a really cool story going on here, I don't think that a composition was found that tells the whole story that he was trying to tell or she was trying to tell.
Okay, guys, let me ask you simply because I need to keep the ball rolling. Do you think this could be a winner?
Not for me.
A winner? No.
Maybe not a winner, but it's a good image.
Yeah, I'm going to delete it, okay?
Yeah, okay.
Sorry, guys.
We have to make choices.
Yes, I need to keep this moving. I apologize.
Oh, so, I love this one.
Wow.
This one is from
Strahina Dracic.
Or Dracic.
How do you pronounce?
Strahina Dracic, I think.
Strahina, man, it's amazing.
This is an amazing image, yeah.
To my point of view, but it's just me and my taste. It's the winner. There is everything in it. There is the story. The lighting is brilliant.
Yeah.
I like the characters. The character. I like the work put in that. The complementary tone of the warmth of the computer and the blue of the outside light. I like a lot of things in this shot. It could be from a movie, like some sort of Pixar movie. Of course, you can improve a lot, always, all the time. But seriously, this one, for me, it's my favorite.
I can tell you what Strahina got correct is my look when the quarantine will be over. The belly's gonna get out of my t-shirt.
this detail is very interesting.
Yeah.
That was so Thomas, this was in my top 10 as well. It's not my number 1, but it's up there.
Yeah.
And again, we've talked about this now in 3 images, right? Like that hint of belly sticking out between the pants and the shirt, right? Like the fact that that's visible in there. It's a beautiful detail, but it's like you have to want to look at it to see it.
Yeah.
Right? Like the pinup calendar in the back, which is like this kind of like beautiful like old thing. His expression, gesture, the cigarette that's fallen back out of the ashtray.
I like it. I love this one.
It's a really good
not
image.
like a style I would ever do, but like it nailed so many things. And you look at this guy and like you kind of like him and you kind of feel bad for him.
Yeah.
I agree with the Thomas too. That says it has a Pixar feeling to it, but it also has
Definitely
some other feelings about it, which are like Mad Magazine a little bit. There's some straight, like the character in the computer and the setting, everything. There's something really interesting about it, and I can't even really explain what it is that it's bringing up for me, because it's like these weird retro memories of when I was a kid. But a really funny detail I have to just point out real quick is on the poster on the calendar. There's like a woman with the dog pulling the butt. This is like a take on a normal Norman Rockwell painting, right? Okay. But it's like a pinup calendar. It's actually hilarious.
Yeah, that's very good.
That's such an awesome detail. I love
the light. Then look at the rim light on the ear. And this little red on it, because the skin is transparent.
Subsurface,
Yeah. That's I I love this one. It's my favorite.
The only thing that I will say, and this is not like a criticism in like any way, except for the flecks of dust floating in the air.
Yeah.
Don't quite fit the rest of the image for me, like just in how they're rendered, which is just like maybe constructive criticism. Did not affect my enjoyment of the image at all, but right, like I feel like they could either be removed altogether or just a little bit more fitting into this kind of like Pixar-esque lighting. I think they would be like a little bit softer overall, which is nitpicking.
Yes, but that's what happens when you have a very beautiful image in front of you. You gotta
the wood wall is also very very beautiful. Yeah.
We keep it, right?
Yeah, sure. Obviously.
Yes. Thomas isn't gonna let us get rid of this one.
No.
What about this one, guys?
That's a funny one.
This is one of my picks. I'm not necessarily going to say delete, but I'm also not going to fight for it to stay, to give clarify where I feel like it. It's just one of those things that I thought it was funny. It made me smile. It made me happy. I like how they made these into robots. They do feel like they have a personality to me. I like the little kind of it does feel like a maquette or like diorama type scale of things, but I think it works really well. And it made me smile.
The artist is Ulises Alvarado.
Ulises, well done. I liked it.
Yeah, well done.
This one didn't do it for me as much as for you guys, I guess. But yeah, I agree that as in terms of turning the computer into a robot, this is one of the better ways to do it. I think it's got the correct feeling, I guess, for the style of the computer and what it stood for at the time.
Yeah, and there is a WALL-E kind of reference.
There is. I do have one question. If this person is in the stream right now that I have to have answered, why is there an STP sticker on the side of that computer? Because I know that one STP is Stone Temple Pilots, but before that, STP was like a fuel additive or something, and it was like something you'd see on race cars, like on NASCAR race cars. So please, if you can tell me what that means.
Which one are you hoping that the answer is? I thought it was Stone Temple Pilots.
I'm hoping it's from the fuel additive, because that would make it even funnier somehow. It's like a race car sticker on the side of it.
Guys, I'm afraid that I need to keep this moving. Do you think this could be a winner?
I vote no.
Yeah, not quite.
I agree.
Yeah, no.
If no one's arguing it for it to be a winner, unfortunately, it's got to go. But well done. Well done, Ulysses.
I think this is the last one. Vincent de Bon. Salut, Vincent. Yeah, it's the last one.
Yeah.
This one is also a fantastic image. It has it's evoking such a cinematic feeling.
Yeah.
It's a scene from a shot in a movie. from a film.
And it's a lot of like 80s memorabilia, you know, like the speakers. I think that every human at one point had the speakers at home. Maybe in the 90s, true. Not in the...
And the huge stacks of 3.5-inch discs are amazing. Like
the Ghostbusters here. What else?
This was my favorite of when we were looking at the other one that someone, I think the one with the apple that someone said was favorite realistic one. This was my favorite realistic one. I think it's almost entirely a lighting based, but not like as much as I liked it for that reason compared to some of the narrative and story and like depth of some of the other ones, like conceptual depth, not visual depth. This one doesn't quite make my finalist list.
It's a very strong image. I agree. It's beautifully executed. I think that it's like, you know, as photographic and cinematographic as you can go. But I think that in comparison to other works, this was probably not the best one.
One thing I do think that's like worth pointing out, at least from my opinion to everyone looking at it, is if you look at like the whole right half of this image is dark, but like that bit of like bright green that just hits in one spot on that cable and like the little bit of detail in there keeps that right side from just falling entirely into shadow.
Yes.
The fact that this is lit from a light source, a visible light source on the left, right? It has a very, very strong gradation from bright to dark, but it doesn't feel, it feels balanced still, is an incredible feat of visual composition in my book.
Yeah, the composition is cool. Clearly, the composition is cool. It's very realistic. You believe you are in it. Maybe what is the story? I don't know. I'm not emotionally engaged. Like emotionally, but visually, that's beautiful, Vincent. Beautiful. Congratulations.
I agree that I believe it's also a beautiful image in the composition, everything, the lighting, like Mike said, with this, you know, the fact that the ride is lit up enough that you don't lose it. But also the fact that it looks like a shot out of a film. It feels like it should be a part of a longer storyboard of a sequence or something. So it's exactly what you're saying. Like the story's hard to figure out. I'm sure there's a great story in it, you know, but it seems like it would need a lot of other sequences to understand like what's happening. But overall, I love it. I love this image. But I can't say it's a winner though. For me.
Guys, do you want to keep it? Yes or no?
It's difficult to say.
Mikey?
It's not a winner for me.
Mike? Is Mike still there?
Mike's
we lost Mike.
Mike is frozen.
Oh.
You only see what your eyes want to see. You're frozen.
So Fabio, how many images do we have left now?
That's the last one. And actually,
I know, but how many have we gotten? How have we deleted?
If we were to get rid of this, which I think that's what's gonna happen from the conversation that you guys had, we're gonna be left with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Ooh.
And so we would have to.
I think we can keep Vincent in the. Oh, we have 10 in the finale already.
If we get rid of Vincent.
I think that Mike was gonna say to get rid of it too, but I don't know. So I mean, I had the feeling from what he said.
Yeah, I think so too.
But should we
Thomas?
wait for him?
I would vote to keep it because the quality of the light is cool. Maybe the story is missing, so I understand why you don't keep it. Okay.
Jason?
For me, if I look at like all the other images, I wouldn't put it in the as a winning image.
Me neither.
That's the reason. It's not.
Judges, do you mind if we delete it so that we move forward and whilst we wait for Drokis? Otherwise, people will have to sit here and just turn their.
Okay. Go ahead. I would say go ahead, do it. He can blame his. He can sue his internet provider if he has a problem with it.
All right, guys. So we are left with 10 images.
Okay.
I'm just gonna go through them quickly so that you can see them again.
Okay.
And that's it.
Okay. So what we do now?
I would say for now the only question that we should be asking ourselves is, could this be a winner? Yes or no? We'll find one image to delete, and then each one of us will get rid of one that they think that could not be a winner.
You mean if we have 9 left?
If we have 9 left. So we need to go through all the images and say which one we think that it's not going to be a winner, and then we'll do the exercise, each one of us to get rid of 4, and so we're left with 5. And then those 5 we will vote for who are the winners. If Mike Golden...
This is actually a pretty hardcore decision, isn't it?
Yeah.
If one person can just say that one is out, ooh, that's going to be tough.
That's how we did it last time, and it worked
out
fine.
I know.
So guys, whoever is watching from home, this is the time for you to send donations. If you want your image to stay in the race.
Bank details.
Drokis is logging it back. Yeah.
I'll happily accept my F.
So, Mikey, basically what we're gonna do, we're gonna go through all the image once again, and we're going to...
The ones that are still standing.
We're going to get rid of one, which we definitely think that cannot be a winner, where we all agree, and it doesn't matter if it's whatever it is. And then each one of us will pick an image that, according to us, will not be a winner. And then we're going to be left with 5 images, and then we can vote on them and see which one will win. Okay?
Mike is once again frozen.
Yeah. Okay.
Unfortunately.
That's the beautiful thing of the... start a Patreon so we can send Mike money for internet.
Okay, so let's start because we have to move on. Come on.
Yes, I would agree.
Yeah, Mike is just gonna have to be left out of this for the moment.
So
okay,
I'm just gonna go through them, and then whenever you feel like say something, just say something.
Whoa, okay. Ooh, oh.
Yeah, you go fast.
Can you go a little bit slower, like so we get to see each one?
I think, in my opinion, but it's just my opinion and my taste. It doesn't mean it's not a good image, not at all. It's a very good one. I think the one I wouldn't keep is the one with the Tron character.
Okay.
Maybe. I'm with you, Thomas. Good. I'm glad you said that. I would say I would have picked that one too.
Yeah,
maybe this one. Maybe, but
I also don't think this is a winner. And actually, I would have probably deleted this one from the finalists.
But it's a very beautiful image.
Yeah.
And congratulations.
Can I say something, Thomas? Because I want to make sure everybody understands. You are extremely nice, and what I mean by that is that you don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, and I get that.
No,
of
course.
And I think everybody understands that it's very hard for us to decide, and I want everybody out there to understand that it's very hard to decide on these images, especially when we know that somebody spent hours working on it in the background. They came up with the idea, the concept, they worked through it, they made the images. So nothing that we say here has in any way means that we don't think these are good images. For sure, right? Like, I mean, I want to speak it again for you, because I feel like you're having a hard time. You're worried that somebody's going to be upset,
because
right?
we are sensitive and we create sensitive thing. But I mean,
I agree. But I think that people do understand that 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 we're making decisions. Maybe sometimes we're joking around or whatever, but it's not that hard. And plus, don't forget that this image has made it into the top 10. So
yeah, sure.
By eliminating it, we're not saying it sucks. We're actually just saying we've got to cut them down till we get to the final. So
yes. Okay. I would say we can move forward and delete this one.
Okay.
So people are asking why we don't let the audience decide. It's relatively difficult to make this happen for the live.
I'm not sure that this is possible in this case.
Maybe after you can make like
I mean, you guys can tell us what do you think and what would your
because it can be interesting to
what your best would be. But you have to understand that first of all, it has happened in the past. I've been a judge to many competitions. There is somebody entering, and then this guy has 2,000 friends on Facebook. Tell him to come on YouTube and vote for their images. It doesn't work. We're doing this and we're trying to give some feedback on the work that people do. I think that probably this is what you should appreciate rather than try to change the format of this, because I think it works well. And also, like, if we were to set up a poll, say on Facebook or anywhere else, by the time that everybody vote, we would have to wait like an hour, and so it would not work for the live. I really hope that you understand.
We're not going to count all the people's comments in the comments there just to figure out who won.
Yes.
It's not going to happen.
Exactly.
But yeah, we can, if we can figure out a way to make it work in 2 minutes during the live stream, we'll do it. But we're not doing it this time.
You should try to have like a poll or something. It could be cool.
Yeah, I don't know, because it's always very biased by the fact that people call their friends and make them vote, and it's not. Then it's not nice. And I've been a judge into competitions organized in the past.
What are you guys up to? What's going on here?
Hey, Mike.
Mike is back.
Did you get our donation from Patreon for a better internet?
Yeah, it's going towards the internet.
We deleted the 10th image. Sorry, we just had to do it. So there's 9 left.
So guys, at the moment we have 9 images left.
Let's do it, guys. Let's move this on. Let's go.
At the moment
Before
we have
Mike's
9.
Internet goes out.
At the moment we have 9 images left. Each one of us has to pick one that they want to delete. So Mike, you want to go first so that the internet doesn't. Mike?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll move forward, then you tell me one of the images that you want to get rid of.
Okay. I have to delete one?
Yes.
We each are going to pick one to get rid of.
Maybe let me put them like this so that you also see the thumbnails.
Yeah, I just saw them on the YouTube channel. Oh, God, this is the worst part of it all.
It is. It's hard.
It's between clay model and shirt. I'm gonna go with keyboard shirt. Unfortunately,
this one.
Very sorry.
This one.
Yes, correct.
I mean, congratulations, you made the top 10. But we gotta.
I'm sorry, buddy.
Sorry, man. It's a great image.
Man.
Oh man, the people who are watching this are probably like, "Oh my god, is it gonna be mine? Which one does he? Why does he hate me?"
Jason.
Brutal.
Yeah, for me,
man really wishes my internet stayed out.
I already know which one it is for me because I was watching as well, like as you went through them. I would delete the one with the Lego, with the Wally and the Lego.
Okay, the judge has decided.
Sorry to whoever made the image. It's a great image. You made it in the top 9, but for me, that's the one I...
Congratulations for making it top 10.
Love your image.
Thomas?
He's coming. He's right here. Oh, he's gonna hate this.
Thomas?
Yeah. Thomas has really brought a bit of
It's time for the hard decision.
Okay.
You have to pick one.
I think I would delete.
Let me show you.
I think the one
side by
with
side.
the spider on the car.
This one. This one, Thomas?
Yeah, I think this one. This one.
Okay.
Congratulations to Peter Lee for making it to the. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, Peter, congratulations. You made an amazing job. It's difficult to choose. Really, man, it's difficult. I mean,
it's fucking difficult, to be honest.
This is the part of the show where the judges just get bummed out from having to bum other people out.
So now it's
don't make our day worse by telling us we suck.
Now, because
now, way to be a good spirit, my friend. Great work.
Now I could be the nice guy and say, you know what, I'm gonna leave them all.
What? Fabio, we lost you, buddy.
Yeah,
can you hear me?
Fabio.
Yeah, now we can.
Now we can.
Okay, sorry.
You shut down your microphone because you were too loud.
Oh, probably. It wouldn't be the first time.
Okay, you got to pick one, man. Oh my god.
I think I'm gonna pick Andrei.
Sorry, Andrei.
Sorry, man. Great work. Congratulations for making it amongst the best 10 ones.
Greg Rogers just said you suck, so he's not going to take my advice. And be
Sorry,
nice.
Greg. All right, guys.
Shout out to Mark Gruber, though, for
Greg, why are you always so mean?
Gracious. Okay, so what do we got now? We're down to 5.
We're down to 5, and we have the images that you can see in front of the screen. We need to vote for them.
And so what we're gonna do this like last time, Thomas. You weren't here, so we're gonna do it like we did before. Basically, we have the 5 images. You just need to number them, your first, second, third, fourth, and fifth place.
Okay.
You know, and then we're gonna write these numbers down, and then we'll add them up, and that's how we pick it.
Okay.
All right. Is that you got it? All right.
Yeah, got it.
So I guess we have to look at them again, so we can kind of get in our head.
Yeah.
Let me just go through them quickly. Oh, my computer is struggling.
Too many streams.
Too many strong images.
Oh man, these is a really tough one.
These are really tough.
This is harder for me than the last competition somehow.
These are really tough.
Oh my god. Can you do it again?
Yeah, can you do it again, please?
Oh, look how many images I have open in my...
Oh, yeah.
Give me a second.
Yeah.
You know what you need to do? You need to download more RAM. Dude, I can give you a link.
Do you have the crack?
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I hate this. I hate this.
Okay.
These are
can you
so
zoom
good.
Can you show us like all of them on the screen at once? Is this possible? No.
That's all I can do. Like,
okay.
You want me to open all 5 and put them into, I don't know, a little collage?
No. It's
no,
okay. Just go one more time. One more time.
Yeah, one more time, a full raw.
It's all over after this, so we gotta look at it one more time.
I think I have an idea. Okay, I think I have an idea.
Okay.
You want to watch them again?
Is Mike frozen again?
Mike?
Oh god, he's frozen again.
Oh god, Mike.
Mike, just send an email. We'll read it out for you.
Mike, write us an email. Okay, guys, I would say let's vote.
Okay.
Can you see the names on my screen?
No.
No.
So the first one.
Hold on. I missed. I lost you there for a second, Fabio. I think
Is it my internet that sucks or is it yours? Mike, the freezer golden.
I can hear you now. Thomas, can you hear us?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm here, and I just let's do the vote.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So I would say, as you see the images, right?
Yeah.
So the first one, it's Alexander. Then there is Federico. Then there is Jake. Then there is Massimiliano. Then there is...
Yeah, but we just vote by the image. You show the image and we tell what number.
Okay. And Thomas, did you understand how we're going to do it? Like, we're going to give it the
it's
position.
okay to me. It's okay. It's okay.
So what about you guys?
This one, Alexander, is to me it's number 5.
Okay. Jason,
it's also for me 5. Out of these 5, it's 5. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing. You guys really took the wind out of my sails.
Also 5, Mike.
Mike, 5.
Yes. Yes.
What about this one?
What Fabio? What about you?
I wrote 4. Sorry.
Okay.
You wrote?
This one for me is a number 2.
Number 2.
Okay.
That one's 3 for me.
3, Mike. For me, this is...
I'm going to take that back. I'm sorry, I made a mistake. That's 4 for me.
4? Okay. So for me, this is number 1.
Oh, interesting.
Fabio?
For me, this is number 4.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. Next one. Hello?
This one?
I can hear you, Jason.
Yeah. Okay, I see it now. Whew.
This is number 2 for me.
Okay.
Number 2, Mike.
To me, it's number. I think it's number 3.
If it
Okay.
just Jake, I just want to let you know, if that was Ryan Gosling with the phone to his ear, it would have been number 1. Just saying.
And for me, it's also number 3.
Okay.
It's also for me number 3.
Okay.
There's a good chance of a tie. We're throwing out a lot of the same numbers this time.
I think it's going to work out. Let's see. Let's hope for the
Massimiliano
best.
Napoli?
Massimiliano is still number 1 for me.
It's number 1 for you, Mike. Okay.
Yep, that's my fave.
It's for me number 4.
Yeah, to me also it's number 4.
Yeah.
To me, it's number 2.
We're looking good with numbers so far. Oh, wait, Fabio. Wait a second. You picked 4 twice.
No, I say 2.
No, the first 2 you picked 4 on. I didn't realize. I didn't catch myself.
The first one I put 5. Sorry.
Okay, good.
So the 5th one, yeah.
Yeah.
And then,
okay,
of course, Strahinia, it's number 1.
It's number 1 for me.
Number 2
me
for
too.
me.
Number 1
Number
for
2,
you,
Mike?
Jason?
Right?
Yes. I know. Sorry, it's number 2 for me. Sorry, I already did number 1 is the other one. Yeah.
That's number 2 for me. I think my numbers work out this time.
Jason?
No, Mike. Sorry. Hold on. So, Fabio.
Oh no,
has
that's number 3 for me. That's number 3 for me.
3. It has to be. Yeah, it has to be.
Guys, that's just how close all of these are that we can't even keep our top 5 numbering streak.
Yeah.
Well done to everybody.
I've got it all written down here. I'm going to add it up in just a second. I've got it all written down. I double checked. Everybody has 1 through 5 and not double, numbers. So let me add it up. You guys have a chat.
Okay. But once again, what I can say is congratulations. Sorry, and sorry for my English. I know my English is bad. My accent is
it's great.
French. I'm sorry for that. But congratulations to everyone. Seriously, the work is amazing, and man, I'm amazed. When I received all the files together, I put up a coffee and go through all of them, and I was like amazed. I said to my girlfriend, "Come on, come and see this because it's amazing. The quality of the work is amazing." Congratulations to everyone.
Okay, I've got good news and bad news.
Okay.
Oh, tie. I knew it. I called it. Tie.
So we got a clear number 1. All right.
Okay.
And then we have a 3-way tie. We have three that have the same number.
Cool.
So we're gonna have to reduce down and vote on these,
guys. But wait a second, because actually, the price that I have can be split for 4 people.
That's how you had it set up, or
no? It's set up at the moment that it can be split in 3 people. But if we can have 4 people with a tie, I'm a lot happier, because the point of this competition is to push people to do more. If we can give a prize to somebody else because they've done an incredible job, I am more happy to do that just than to proclaim 1 single or 2 single winners. It's up to you, judges. If you wanna get a second and third,
I'm very much staying out of this decision.
no, you're running. It's your competition, buddy.
Yeah, I know,
this is the
you know, but we're a community, and I wanna make these decisions together. If you think that the tie it deserves to stay a tie because the works were just as good, otherwise we can move forward and redo the voting for the first, second, and third.
Why don't we look at the images again? I'll tell you what the points were, and that way we can at least go through them, and we can decide afterwards. I can tell you.
I think I vote for voting. Okay. Now that I think about it, we're going to give 4 out of 5 top 5 finalists something. That doesn't feel right to me.
Okay, then let's.
I also
forward.
think that we should have the 3 places. I think it's better.
Okay.
It's from the beginning we said there would be 3 finalists, and let's do that.
Fair enough.
Okay. So, let's go through first, and maybe we can go ahead and I can tell you. I mean, I think it might be clear if people were listening. So the first image was it's going to be the first image.
This one.
That one. This one. This is going to be our place number 5. So congratulations. You didn't make the top 3, but you made the top 5.
Congratulations, Alexander.
Alexander,
amazing
awesome work, bud.
Texture, everything.
I don't want to be anticlimactic, but I think if you were listening, you could probably have figured out the numbers. The next 3 are the ties, and the final image is going to be our first place. But now we're going to vote on the second and third place. No, not this image. The next one. This one. This is first place.
This is
that's
first
the winner.
place.
So
Congratulations, Strahinia.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Well done.
It's an amazing image.
But for completion, we are going to vote on these other 3. This is the fair way to do it. We said there are going to be 3 prizes, a first, second, and third, and that's what we're going to do.
I'd say we just all pick our singular favorite out of those. We have 4 votes. One of them will get... nope, that doesn't work.
That doesn't work.
3 will end up with 1. Never mind. We could do the opposite. You could vote for your least favorite of the 3, as much as that sucks for us. Well, and then one of them will have 2 votes.
Well, now that there's just 3 to vote on, we could still do what our order would be, because
yeah.
And if we come out with a tie again, then we're just going to shut this thing down right now
and go for a beer.
I guarantee
we're going to say that
will not withstand such a thing.
Guys, that's why you're watching this video, not for the competition, to hang out with 4 people that have no freaking clue what's going on.
All right.
So let's do this. Come on.
Okay, so Jason, what's you are the numbers man. What do you think is the best way for us to do this?
Let's do it the same way we did the others. I mean,
do
you think we're going to end up with the same numbers again?
Okay.
I feel like we will, right? Because we're going to rank them in the same order.
It's possible.
Yeah. I think it's going to be the same result. But anyway.
Why don't we just do it and see what happens?
Yeah.
Exactly. That's what I said. And then we shut it down if it doesn't work.
And if there is a 2-way tie for second and third, we can leave a 2-way tie standing. I think.
Fair enough.
All right, let's do it. So rethink your ideas, guys, in your head. Don't vote the same way. You got 3 images. These 3, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm very stubborn. Very, very stubborn.
Yes. So I'm ready.
Okay. This one, Jason.
It's number 1 for me.
Yeah, number 1 for me too.
Number 3 for me.
I will give it the number 1 as well.
Okay, there we go.
So I guess we have a number 2.
So, okay. And the next image? Next image?
Number 2.
Number 2.
Yeah,
Same
number
here?
2. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay,
interesting.
so we have it.
Then let's do the last one. Let's see. That was going to be number 3 for Fabio, number 1 for Mike, number 3 for Thomas, and for me. So
I bet you're amazing at Sudoku.
Okay, we got it. This is going to work. So go back 2 images, Fabio.
Oh, here.
The second image out. So this is going to be our number 2 image. Congrats.
Yeah, congratulations, Federico.
Yeah, it's a beautiful
awesome work.
Yeah.
This is going to be our 3rd place.
Jake.
Congratulations, Jake. You're banned.
Jake stays alive.
The top 3.
He's now banned. And Massimiliano.
And this is going to be our 4th place. Sorry.
4th place.
It's a great image.
Massimiliano, it's a beautiful image.
Guys,
but
congratulations. Congratulations. I apologize for this very creative way to vote and to decide who the winner is. But I think that's what the fun of this competition. And again, I do not think that there is an objective way to judge the projects that you guys have done. And as far as I'm concerned, you know, being in the selection of the best, for me, it's already a big win. Because, I mean, you're dealing with 2 people, Mike and Thomas, and then also James, which have a lot of experience in this field, which have seen a lot of good work. And so, you know, it's already an honor to be in that class of images, in that selection. And so I just want to say congratulations to everybody who has taken part in this competition. I want to say thank you, the judges, again, for giving us this help. We've been going on for 2 hours and 15 minutes.
Come on, let's go for a beer now.
Now we should go for a beer.
I need a beer now.
I have to say just one of the comments, like now everybody's, wrapping up and everything. But Alexandru Balan says, when Fabio speaks, my speakers cry.
I apologize, guys.
What do you think about that, Fabio?
Very loud. I'm very loud.
Your gain may be a little high for your speaking volume.
Okay, I'll put it down. Is that better?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more...
Oh, now after 2 hours and 15 minutes, we figured this out.
People either complain that I'm too low or that I'm too loud. I don't know what to tell you.
But there's no winning, Fabio. There's no winning.
Again, I want to say thank you, everybody, for taking part in this. The winners, please get in touch with me so that we can, do the whole prize giveaway and stuff.
Yeah, and if anyone wants, let's say, feedback or, I don't know, more discussion about the image, we can maybe do something about it, Fabio, right?
Yes, absolutely.
I do paintovers every Friday. If anyone is interested,
shout out to Drogis.
Live on YouTube.
Yeah, but maybe
if you guys want me to actually edit your image as to what I think should be changed, every Friday find me at Droki somewhere and we'll get in touch.
Mike, that's a brilliant idea.
Why don't you leave a comment under the video so that people can find you later?
Oh.
Don't do it now. Yeah, do it later when the stream is over so that they will see it.
And maybe we can peer pressure Thomas to doing some paintovers with me. He's a Wacko man. You like painting?
Yeah, why not? Of course, I can join your live one day, and we can do it together.
All right, I'm done with judging. I've gotten the only thing I wanted to get out of
this. By the way, guys,
I want to say so. Can I don't maybe you're going to say the same thing as me. I don't know. I wanted to say also that this week we will also we're going to publish on the D2 Conference's Facebook as well, and on our blog as well, something about this competition and the winners, so you guys can look out for that too, and we give you a little more exposure. And we plan to do that in the future as we move along. So we missed the last one, but we'll try to do it for this one. So.
And let me tell you one more thing. Tomorrow in the afternoon, I'm going to release the next competition. So please don't miss it out. I think that it's going to be a lot of fun. And I'm pretty sure that a lot of you are going to get very excited about the subject that I've picked. Don't want to say anything more. Just make sure that you tune in tomorrow. I don't really know when I'll be able to go live because I'm a little bit busy tomorrow, but it's fine. just, if you're a subscriber, you should be able to see me. I'll make a very quick short video live where I'll announce the new competition and then I'll announce the rules and everything. Guys, I want to thank you again for taking the time, for the judging, for lending your help. And I look forward to see you guys tomorrow for the next challenge. Guys, good night.
Guys,
thanks a lot.
cheers.
Great.
Awesome
Cheers.
work.
Congratulations
Awesome.
to all
Cheers,
the
Mike.
winners. I'm going to
I'm gonna
stop
have a
the
beer
streaming.
now. I need one.
Don't go anywhere so that I can say thank
We're
you
2
one
hours
more
late.
time. Guys, good night. Thanks a lot for watching.
Yeah, thank you everybody for watching.
See you tomorrow.
Thank you everybody. And
Bye-bye.
congratulations again. It's amazing.
Congratulations to everybody.
Bye bye
Well
everyone.
done, guys. Well done.
Bye.